Casey, you could take it from here. I don't have an
Okay.
intro scene.
I was like, hello, welcome back, everybody, to Worldwide Wrestling Memphis final episode. Before I hand notice in, let me go ahead and throw out these announcements real quick. Wednesday, August 21st is another final, Beacon Rural Flush, a Beacon RPG miniseries, while Beacon Farlight is on hiatus. Then Thursday, uh, tentatively, I haven't looked at the chat, so I'll have to double check that. We might have Last Caravan if Mike R is feeling better. Get better, baby. Let's see, Friday. And then on Friday, come back for the rookies of the Omega Mass Effect homebrew using rules that me, Taylor, and others wrote for Cyberpunk Red, which, boy, the first episode was already wild with this crew. I come back for more hijinks. We decided to destroy a limousine that belonged to this world's version of Taylor Swift. We don't like that. So we killed. So that's what we're doing. And then let's see.
But whose favorite shop on the Citadel is it?
Well, we're not on the Citadel. We're on Rannoch, the Korean
Oh, that's
homeworld.
even better.
Yeah.
That's
So
even better.
let's see. And then Saturday, August 24th, we have another HSC Summers one shot. Our boy Owen, he is running Morkborg Murder Ace Arcade. Woo, man, them are words. I can talk. I love Owen and I love Morkborg. It's gonna be a good time. Let's see here, and then make sure. Oh yes, Monday, August 26th, another one shot ran by our great friend Nate, who is running a Fabula Ultima uh, game. I need to get more info on that. Sorry, and then Tuesday, August 27th, Werewolf Season 2. Uh, so, if you like to watch people rage against the machine and tear cops in half, come watch that because that's what we do there. Well, at least that's what I try to do there. Anyway, be sure to follow us on all socials, join Discord, be part of our community so you can get into these wonderful games with these wonderful people. Anyway, take it away, Sin.
That's me. I'm synthetic. You could call me Sin. And I am just now realizing that I completely forgot to give y'all the character question for today. So we're gonna roll with that a little bit. Uh, we'll popcorn around, and the character question hopefully will be simple. Is this the largest crowd that your character has performed in front of? For reference, the Lodge, which you normally perform at, is a 1,500 seat venue. The Coliseum, where this is taking place, is a 12,000 seat venue. So, is this the biggest crowd that you performed it? And if not, where did you perform in front of a bigger crowd before? I will go ahead and start us with Jason.
Oh boy. Hi everybody. Uh, I'm Jason LaRock. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter, uh, under J_Son SON LaRock because I'm original and can't think of anything fun. Um, gosh, I think in terms of Jack Lambda, the lumberjack, this upcoming I think his upcoming match is going to be by far the most amount of eyes that have been on him in his entire career, not just with wrestling. Um, he probably had a live on TikTok do really well or something goofy like that. But in terms of a live audience, I think this is probably the biggest and most intimidating out of everything that he's done. Because when you're on social media or you're live streaming, those eyes are there, but you're not looking directly into them. So This is a whole new ball game for him.
Fair.
All right, are we popcorning?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Paul.
Hey everybody, I'm Paul. I'm back. I'm unapologetically black. I'll be playing Randall the Harrison Hydra. He, him pronouns for myself and the character. If you haven't been here, you should know that if you have. So the answer to that question is yes and no. This is not the largest crowd he has played because we have been very clear that Randall's been around for a while. Randall has been invited to Japanese tours. Randall has gone places. Randall has been in like a lower mid-card 6-man tag team, best of the Super Juniors, 20,000 seater. This is the biggest thing where he is the name on the marquee. So this would be the biggest arena he has played where he is the headliner. But this is not the biggest arena the biggest crowd he has ever played to. So I figured I should specify that because I didn't want to sound arrogant, but like, nah, my character has been seen by tons. No, he's been in the mid card in a bigger arena. Definitely the first time he's been the main event, name on the marquee match you're coming to see in front of this many people. I will pop this over to Amber.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. You can't find me anywhere on the internet right now because I am depressed and I'm going through therapy. So don't look for me. I'm gone. But you can't find me here playing Juno Schroeder, also known as Mantis. Mantis is our come up. Their pronouns are they, them. My pronouns are she, they. This definitely is the largest venue Mantis has ever performed in. Mantis is used to playing, like VFW halls. Or, God forbid, the back room of a brewery where they can shove like 500 people for a little ragtag match. Previously the lodge was the largest venue that they wrestled in, and to be within their first season of being called up to the big time, something this large, and they're like early card, but it's still a big deal. Very exciting, very thrilling, very honored to be around such illustrious talent. And popcorn, last but not least, Casey, who definitely is not old. I'm really sorry that I said that. I was trying to go with the rhythm of the song.
Trust and believe me, I have had people look at me and be like, I don't know, what are you, like 40, 45? Thanks, man. Got me right there. No. How y'all doing? My name is Casey. I am playing Otis High Flyer Kelly. He's the troublemaker of this place. When it comes to, is this the biggest crowd he's ever, kind of like Hydra, it is not. He was a college and high school football phenom. He was slated to go to the NFL, but then fell in love with wrestling and decided to do wrestling instead. But when it comes to wrestling, outside of when he might have gotten invited to, when he was on Good Behavior to go to the Japanese tour, this is the first time when he's at the top of the card or one of the tops of the card and playing to this as a bigger crowd. So he's super hyped and is hoping that he's allowed to use his fireworks this time around.
Fair enough. So, I would like to set the stage for you as you are sitting back in the locker room, getting ready for the show to start. The first thing that goes on is a battle royal to get the crowd warmed up. And it is the previous opponent of Jack Lambda that wins this battle royal, Lexi Long. They get a future title shot at a singles title of their choosing and announce immediately that they are going to be the first challenger for the inaugural internet champion. whoever wins tonight between Alex Armstrong and Otis Kelly. Now, while this match is going on, people are still filing in. It doesn't really hit until the main card kicks off. You have a tag team championship match with a couple of very popular wrestlers, the Kai siblings wrestling out of Hawaii. Both non-binary wrestlers wrestle as a tag team together, and they have a very Road Warriors-esque style to them. They defeat a couple of luchadors from CMLL. And once the main card hits, you feel the thunder in that locker room. You feel it in your chest as people are raucously getting ready to be entertained by you in this modern day Coliseum. This is Championship Wrestling Memphis beginnings. This is a pay-per-view. And as such, Birdie is going to come back to the locker room over this shouting and say, everybody, quick, I want to have a get together. I would like you all to know that in addition to selling out, we have 25,000 pay-per-view buys. That is enough that we are going to announce our next pay-per-view in 4 months tonight.
Let's go.
So, all y'all, I know you can do this. This is not an expectation. It is an assertion of fact. You are ready. I have performed in venues larger than this with less impressive talent. You can do this. Do your best and take a moment to soak it in. You earned it.
Well, thank you, Birdie.
Otis, just don't do anything. Never mind. I don't know why I tell you not to.
Am I allowed to bring my car in, or like you said, we could do that if we sold out?
I did. I am a woman of my word. We have a separate entry for you to bring your car in.
Yeah.
You're going to be coming in through the crowd, though, and don't you try to dodge the security people. They're there for you.
Fine. I'll make sure to stay next to the security people.
Also,
Thank
they'll clear
you.
people out so you don't hit them with the car.
Oh no, I'm gonna put it in low range.
Somebody with a car.
I'm gonna
Hit
put it in real
somebody
low.
with a car.
We can't afford that.
Mhm.
I can't afford that.
Yeah, we cannot afford that. The insurance policy cannot afford that.
I would like to come back in 4 months.
You don't have door throwing money. Don't hit somebody with a car.
Birdie shakes her head with a smile on her face and steps out of the locker room. And you are left to prepare. You have the rest of a video package before the first person from your stable is going to be going out for their match. And that is going to be Juno.
Juno's still beside themselves that they're even here. They're kind of out of it. To their detriment or to their benefit, yet to be determined, right? But they are just in awe that this is even a thing that could happen. But they're
Randall
excited.
is going to sit down across from you and get you back into reality because being flabbergasted will get you hurt and other people hurt. Not time to be flabbergasted. So Randall's going to sit down, hand you a cup of water, and look you in the eyes, like the eye contacts.
Yes,
Be
yes,
like,
Randall.
Are you here with me? Are you here with me?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Well, first off, hydrate. Always hydrate.
Hydrate or die straight. You know what I mean?
That's what you all keep telling me. As the one straight person in the room, I apparently can never be hydrated. Remember the basics. Just because there are a lot of people, what's the old adage? Slow down, and then slow down again. That is one of the most prevalent things you can do in the business, and it's what you need to do tonight. If you think you're going too slow, you're probably going the right amount of speed. Crowds will reverberate. It will be loud in here. There will be echoes. You will do a thing, and there might be like a second delay between what you do and how when you hear the crowd echo it back into you in a building like this. Go slow, deep breaths.
And knock that bitch on her ass.
Well, yeah, Stacy's going to help you through this. She's experienced as well. Don't actually hurt her. That's bad.
But for the crowd.
Yes, sell for her, she'll sell for you. Deep breaths, and like I said, go slow. And if you are getting overwhelmed in there with her, let her know. Like she's got some year. Stacy's been around this company, what, 4 or 5 years? You said, Sin?
Yeah.
She's been around for a couple of years. Yeah. She is a known entity.
Yeah, and understand you're going to be working heels, so there is an expectation of you calling this. But if you get overwhelmed for a bit, pull up in a rest spot and let her know that you need her to guide the match for a little bit. She is experienced enough to do that. You two did not, nobody was walking and talking today. You're going to call most of this in the ring. Just go with it. It will be fine. This is not supposed to be any crazy run-in spots. We're not here to, nobody's going to be here to help people do stuff right now. You're not working over heel.
No. We're just getting the crowd warmed up.
So it'll be, well, I mean, the crowd's already pretty hot right now. Right now, your job is to maintain that and then make sure the match that goes on after you has to, beat that. And the match that goes on after that has to beat that. And then at the very end of the night, I have to beat all of that because I'm in the main event. So yeah, just no pressure for me, but just make sure that I have to not fall on my ass. I don't want the ring to explode, but that's a whole other joke. Never mind.
But I know a guy.
I know you know a guy. I know you know a guy who knows a guy. I'm sure you have enough illegal fireworks in the back of your car that the ring could explode.
Oh, I mean, we'll make sure the crowd and the ring are fully prepared and lubed up for you.
Sure.
Never changed, Juno. There's the Juno I know. You got him back.
Yeah.
You got him back.
Stay hydrated, so that way you don't die straight, apparently. And yeah, there you go.
And don't forget to have fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you all.
Not a problem.
All three of you.
Are they already geared up, by the way? I assume they're in full gear already.
Yeah, they're in full gear. The full purple and green regalia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's easier to just get ready early and then not have to worry about it later.
I will say Randall is not full geared yet. He's in the process of gearing because he's got some new gear. But he's going to give you some tape that he would normally wear and wrap it around your wrist, and then he's going to have the other two people come over and wrap your wrist tape, so you have the colors of everybody's wrist tape with you when you go out, because you're the first one of us to go out.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely got silver wrist tape on tonight, not black.
I owe you, Randall.
We all pay it forward. And if you want to pay me back, just go out there and do the best you can. And make the next Japanese tour. That'll be useful too.
Yeah.
We have to go get steaks
Naturally.
anyway. Yeah.
Kobe.
The 7-Elevens were amazing.
Yeah, I didn't take you to the steakhouse so we could get our jackets, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I'd say go out there and have fun, but go out there and be safe. That is always my piece of advice. Have a good match. If you're going to work stiff, if you and Stacy said you're going to work stiff. You guys are going to Falls County match. You're going to make it good, but be safe. Don't let her talk you into landing on your head, having her land on your head.
No. Oh my God. No. The last thing we need is to end either of our careers early with too many concussions.
Oh yeah. It's the reason why I was never a high flyer.
It is at that moment that Stacy comes over to you, and she has new black and red gear that sports a broken heart up like next to her sternum, and is wearing a decidedly like goth attire.
Ooh.
So going for a more edgy gimmick for her. She comes over and says, before you go on, I just got cleared for something. It's going to be big. I need to talk it over with you.
Sure.
You will not be in danger.
I don't like that preface, but okay.
I just wanted you to know I'm taking the risk.
Mind reminding me what that risk is?
I'll talk it over with you. And that she pulls away Juno. Is there anything the three of you have to say before we go to that match?
Be easy and have fun. That's all I got for you. At the end of the day, we're just kids having fun.
I'll make y'all proud.
Same thing I said before. Just be slow. If you think you're going slow enough, slow it down even more.
Okay.
Also, do you want to carry Jack's? You're having a Falls County or no disqualification match. Do you want Jack? Do you want to learn an axe handle? I'm sure you have just a bag of axe handles at this point in time.
Oh yeah. I mean, you want to wrap some tape on it? Like, I mean, I could use all the luck I can get.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not? The
He kind of
The
like
good
takes
luck.
I was gonna say he takes the axe handle and he kind of like holds it out. You're welcome to take it.
Yeah, why not? Show up for the whole stable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
So it's the axe, right? Sorry,
Axe
The
handle.
axe handle.
axe handle.
Yeah.
Yes, I will take
Yeah.
the axe
Yes.
handle.
No
Yeah.
head on the axe.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, let me make sure I heard this correctly, and
Yeah,
I
axe
didn't like
handle.
audio.
Yeah.
One of those is a murder weapon. The other one's a wrestling prop. They are slightly different.
Okay. So, the Kai siblings have just retained their tag team titles.
Yay.
And after that, you are going to be entering. What does Mantis's entrance look like? Is it different for the pay-per-view? Sometimes you'll have like the heightened entrances.
usually they come out to Birth in Reverse by St. Vincent. Amber, I'm going through my Spotify day list to see if there's anything good. Okay. They're going to go out. Let me make sure this is the vibe I'm going for. They're going to come out to the Paramore cover of Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. Just the way that it gradually builds in intensity and weirdness, and then explodes in a cacophony of Haley Williams's vocals and the crashing audio. I mean, the crashing instrumentals is probably a wonderful way to introduce this come up to the pay-per-view and the crowd at large. They As they come sauntering down like the path leading to the ring, I mean, they're leaning into the cockiness of it all and leaning into like their role as a heel and like trying to be intimidating, but like also not too crazy intimidating because we're still like early, right? So yeah.
Okay. As you get to the aisleway before you get into the ring, someone comes up on the barricade from the crowd and jumps and does a shotgun drop kick directly to your chest. It is a masked person that is in a hoodie, and she rips off the mask to reveal that it is Stacy Roberts. She's not
Sissy
even
bitch.
doing an entrance. She goes right for that, and you've talked with her before. You know what she's doing. She works you up to the stage and then runs from one side of the stage up to you on the other side, doing a shotgun drop kick to kick you into a like pile of boxes that's off to the side of the stage.
Got it.
And then she starts climbing the rigging to the pay-per-view entrance area. She goes about halfway up, looks down, takes a few more steps, and then turns around and looks as if she is going to hit her finisher from up on the rigging, which is a double stomp to the chest. You know that you will be moving out of the way for this, and she will be
Yes.
falling into the crates.
Correct.
But it is going to look fantastic. And
Absolutely.
you know that's what Stacy's all about.
Stacy do got it going on.
Some things don't change, and Stacy being in love with her high spots is one of them. She does the double stomp spot, and you see as you move out of the way that she is falling to fall on her back, like when she goes out of the view of the crowd. She knows what she's doing. But that gives you the upper hand in this Falls Count Anywhere match. You are near the stage. What would you like to do from there?
Okay. So Falls Count Anywhere, she is in the crates. I have the axe handle.
Yeah.
And is she face up or face down?
She's face up.
She's face up. I would like to take the axe handle, the blunt end of it, and see if I could like ram it. God, this is so shitty, but like I'm thinking not like a crotch shot, but like a uterus punt with like
I think that's the first time I've heard uterus punt used as a phrase.
Listen,
Uh,
I will let you know it
anyone
is
with
not the first time I have heard in the form of wrestling. Even that is
okay.
anyone with a uterus nose getting hit there is like, I mean, knocked out, lights out, baby. So I'm gonna take the I want to knock the wind out of her even more after this jump, and like use that the power of friendship through through the axe handle and get her right there.
Okay.
I don't want to say in the cooter because that's anatomically incorrect, but
I think that
can you say cooter on HSC?
I don't know,
Said it twice now.
but Ethan hasn't cut off the stream yet, so
So I have not banned notifications with Twitch yet, so we're fine.
I am because you're using power friendship. I think it's appropriate for you to roll plus heat, since this is a feud that has heat based on stable versus stable, which means you will get a +4 to this roll.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you, my stable. All right. And I'm rolling. Okay. I'm rolling. Is it body look?
Oh no, it's
Just
just
heat.
2d6
So it's 2d6
plus
plus
4.
Oh,
for
okay,
the-
great.
for the heat.
Ooh. That's a 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are going to get +1 to your momentum, and you're going to retain control in the match.
Excellent.
So you achieve the axe handle to the midsection, as Freddie calls it on commentary. What are you going to do from there?
Yeah, I'm gonna like sneer at her like, oh, pretty girl thought that she could be so impressive and leap from great heights. But you just fell flat like bird shit. And then how is she looking?
You can see there is like a trickle of blood on her forehead where she has gone for a major spot. She got a little dusted up in it.
I want to see if I could get her in. My partner that I was watching WrestleMania with is in the chat right now. And so I am very inspired by the CM Punk Chris Jericho match we watched. So essentially like the Walls of Jericho kind of moment where like she's like knocked out, breath like bad, like low breath. I want to see if I could like get her like between my legs and like in a bit of like a submission hold like that, and take advantage of this like upper hand I have.
Yeah. If you'd like, you would even be able to add pressure. You could use the axe handle under the knees.
That's exactly what I was thinking of doing. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Wanted to use the axe handle.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, then go ahead then. This will probably be the last time you'll get plus heat because it is kind of a bonus roll. But you will get that +4 to your roll on this one.
Okay, +4 to my roll. All right. That is an 11.
Okay. So you gain momentum again, and you maintain control of the match.
Yay.
The-
Excellent. Love that.
Where would you like to go from there? Again, the arena is your oyster, so to speak, with this.
I want to, like, the advice from Randall is echoing in my head. Go
Okay.
slow. Go slow. And these were two big moves in quick succession, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot just happened in the last like 30 seconds. I want to lean into the momentum that I have and lean into, I assume, whatever pop is happening.
Oh, yeah.
And savor this moment and let, maybe let Stacy squirm a little bit.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to do this for you for the first match, so I apologize. I was going to have you all roll plus audience to see
Mm,
where the crowd is at with you as you enter.
okay.
So go ahead and
So,
roll plus audience.
okay. Also, actually, Sin, so I have a starting move called Seen It All. You've wrestled in every kind of venue and against every kind of opponent there is. When you're in a match with a stipulation, gain 1 momentum at the beginning of the match.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
this definitely is a
Yeah,
stipulation.
this is a stipulation match. False count anywhere would be a stipulation.
Yeah. 100 P. Okay, great. Um and plus audience. So and that's 2d6.
Yep.
Okay. What do I add for that? Just
Just
what?
whatever your audience number is right now, it's should be on the second page of your sheet.
I do not see. Second page of the sheet. Oh, audience plus 1. Okay, great. That is an 8.
Okay. So you have the crowd pretty well. Like, they are at attention. They are not bored at your entrance. They are not bored at the action that is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So currently then you have 4 momentum.
Sick. Okay. I love that for me. Okay. 4 momentum. Okay. Then at this point, I would love to I would love to maybe take the handle and work the audience and try to like get it at her neck to like have a neck hold
Okay.
and see if I can get them to pop and hate me even more.
Okay. Then we would have you go ahead then and roll. There's a specific.
Yeah, it's when you pump up, lambast, or otherwise work to get the audience cheering or jeering for you, plus roll plus 1 audience.
Yes.
Okay. Ass. I rolled a 4.
Okay. So it's at this point that Stacy is able to get back into the match.
Yeah,
Uh
probably for
it's
the best.
it's going to be a lot of brawling. Like, she's going to get you back to the ringside area.
Mm-hmm.
And the big spot that she had, other than the starting spot, was planned to get a table out. So for those of you who are not fans of wrestling, tables are the quintessential thing that people cheer for at wrestling shows. And these are wooden tables, and typically someone is going to go through it.
Typically, it's also gimmicked to break.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Scored to break on the underside so that no one is hurt from it.
Unless you're in Japan, and then it just sucks to live.
That is also very true. So, she is going to get you up and put a table in the corner, and her goal is to kick you back into it and then go for that running shotgun in the corner, that shotgun drop kick, which I realize I haven't explained what that is. It's just a front drop kick with both feet to the chest.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes. Okay. That is an 8. So she is going to retain control of the match to get the move to go off. So she is able to get that to go, and the table doesn't break fully.
Okay.
That's kind of how it doesn't get as big of a pop as she was hoping for.
Okay.
After that, she will roll you to the center of the ring and do a standing double stomp into a senton. So she's hitting with her feet and then hitting with the back. That does go over well. And she rolls you over, gets a 2 count in the ring. But you're able to kick out.
Yeah.
She gets +1 to momentum, retains control, and she is going to go to the outside. And one thing that she did have to get cleared was she wanted to break the announce table early. So she is going to move things off of the announce table, and she is going to run from the barrier and jump up to do a stomp. It is unlikely to break the table, but you never know. These are made of
Before you,
nothing.
Asen.
Yeah.
But before you roll, may I remind Amber that she has 4 momentum and can spend that to do things in moments like this.
True.
Yes, I can. Sorry, I'm looking over the match moves. Well, I don't
That
want
would
to
be
draw
the
blood.
interrupt. When you want to take control of the match, you can spend 1 momentum and narrate how you counter, disrupt, or otherwise interrupt the current sequence.
I think so go through what she has planned really quick again. Sorry.
She's going to lay you out on the announce table, and then she is going to run on the barricade and jump and do a double stomp onto the announce table.
Got it. Okay. I am not just going to lay there and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to spend a momentum and roll off of the announce table just as she's like about to make impact, and she falls through the table instead.
Okay.
And then take advantage of that like fumble of hers to maybe like take the table and like fold it in on her to trap her a little bit, if that's possible.
Let's see how flimsy the table is. Okay. Her double stomp does break the table down. So if you're counting, the announce desk is gone. Probably the Spanish announce desk, if previous pay-per-views are any indication.
Telemundo, no. Yeah.
But she falls through the table and collapses, rolling down onto her back on the arena floor outside the ring.
Okay. So she rolls down on. Could there be a chair
Oh yeah,
underneath? Yeah. Okay.
there are so many things under the ring. You've heard of a bag of holding in D&D.
Oh yes.
The under the ring is the bag of holding which everything exists.
Yeah. I've learned this. So I would. Oh, actually, you know what would be sick? Is her old like suit uniform? Could her old suit uniform be under there, and I could maybe like tie her up in it like a straitjacket?
Oh, sure. Go for
I
it.
would like to. I would
Yeah.
like to do that.
Okay. So you were able to tie her up at that. Do you want to go for like your signature submission? Do you want to go to end the match?
I would like to do that just to give her a little bit of a reminder of who she really is
Yeah.
and how
Okay.
she can't escape that.
Then go ahead then and roll your finishing move because you have enough heat in the match.
Got it. Okay.
Go ahead and roll just a straight 2d6 or a gay 2d6, however you prefer.
No heat.
No heat on this one.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay. So you have two choices. You still win, but you choose, do you power through or do you punish them? And she would take an injury from that.
You cut out for a second. I punished them and huh?
Do you want to punish them? She would take an injury for that.
Ooh. See, like I personally, Amber, am good aligned. I do not like to injure people if I do not have to.
If
But
if
if
it helps,
I
if it helps, it is a kayfabe storyline injury. This is not a real injury.
Okay, great. Then fine. I will give her a kayfabe storyline injury. God damn it.
Okay. So you get her in your submission, and will you, for anyone who might be joining us, describe Mantis's finishing submission?
So Mantis's finishing submission is a prayer hold. So kinda hold on, let me make sure that I look at it and I can properly describe it to those who aren't aware. Fuck, there nothing comes up on the thing on the Google ass. Basically, and basically what I imagine is Mantis goes up, I mean has her tied up in this like old suit jacket, right? Um and then has Stacy on her knees facing out. Mantis is kind of kneeling on the back of Stacy's calves and has their arms like in a prayer position, like in a full Nelson almost in front of Stacy's body,
Yeah.
um and prevents her from moving like a praying
And
mantis.
I think that this is an appropriate time for them to use the pass out referee stoppage as the end of the match, where you have her in this hold out on the floor and the crowd erupts in boos because there's nothing a crowd hates more than referee stoppage.
In
And
America.
yeah.
Favorite wrestling in America.
I know. Lots of other countries love the referee stoppage, but here in America, no referee stoppages.
But Mantis, you have won your first pay-per-view match.
Yay! We love it.
Congratulations.
After this, I'm going to Disneyland.
Gonna what?
Going to Disneyland.
Fair enough.
Yay. Yeah, I get up and I like revel in that, the booth. And like Stacy. Lacey is my ex-boss who's a bitch. Stacy is probably just like passed out.
Yeah.
And I give like one little parting word, like, oh, I guess your little broken heart. I mean, your little broken heart's not the only thing that's broken on you, is it? Oh, how sad. And then I probably do like one half-hearted kick to the butt and then walk away.
Fantastic.
And I pump up the axe handle as I walk away.
Fantastic.
Just to represent the stable even more.
I love it. So, Stacy is actually wheeled out on a stretcher to sell the injury. She does not go out on her own power until you get to the top of the rampway, and then she like gets off of the stretcher and walks out.
Got it.
Giving a thumbs up to the crowd as she goes.
Does most of a stretcher job.
Yeah. The next match that occurs is a 6-person ladder match, which includes some familiar faces. Porter Valentine, newly one of the hottest faces in the promotion for some reason. No one knows. It's actually a mystery backstage as to how it occurred, but it happened, and they
Sometimes
are going
taking a whooping makes the crowd like you.
Yeah. Jordan Rodriguez is also in the match, as well as a wrestler from Pro Wrestling Noah and another wrestler that is coming in from AEW. Porter Valentine wins this match, and after he does that, he will get to pick his partner for a future tag team championship match. After that match goes on, the next match is the heavyweight championship match with Lumberjack Jack Lambda facing off with the masked beast Samson. Would you describe Jack Lambda's entrance as you come in first?
I think it kind of starts the same as it normally does. Kind of has a little bit of that Appalachian twang just to kind of set the scene. Kind of shifts a bit into hints of songs and aesthetics and imagery that we've used for the stable to kind of show the progress of going from who he was to the stable that he's now heavily ingrained in. And before he kind of walks out, it kind of transitions into a quieter, more somber version of Dead or Alive from Bon Jovi. kind of starting simple, just with a guitar and some vocals. But as he starts to emerge from backstage and approach the ring, takes on some heavier guitar riffs, some metal influences. The lyrics, the vocals, they go stronger, they go harder. And he kind of climbs over into the center of the ring in silence and pulls out what looks to be a metal axe handle. It isn't anything different from his normal axe handle. It just shines a little bit more. It's a touch heavier. Kind of flips it around in his hand a little bit, kind of for show.
Okay.
Before kind of turning and pointing towards the top of the ramp to invite his opponent.
And as you point to the top of the ramp, the arena goes lights out. And the kind of almost funeral dirge with a mix of some beats happen as Samson comes in, reminding you Samson is 6'10", 315 pounds, the first larger opponent that Jack Lambda has faced. Wearing a black leather mask and having some red accents on his bodysuit. As Samson comes up to the top of the ramp, a spotlight shows down on him. And there are Undertaker-esque torches that come out to line the entryway as Samson comes down. You know that your biggest goal in this match is to avoid Samson's finisher, which is known as the Judgment. It is a draping neck breaker with the opponent seated on the top rope. And he will be going for that quite a lot because he relies on it. So Samson comes through the 6 people in black cloaks carrying torches and comes down to the ring. The spotlight comes with him the entire time, and when he gets to the ring, he steps up onto it, pulling himself up by the top rope, and goes over the top rope. And as he does, the ring lights up with the same spotlight. And then he's there. And the bell rings.
All right.
Would you like to do the standard thing that we've done, like person taking control of the match? I think body versus body would make sense for these two.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then I think I also have one heat with Samson.
I think you have 2 heat.
Oh, I have 2. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, no, 3. You have 3.
Oh, boy. For some reason, I thought I only had the 1. Never
No.
mind.
I think you got more after the beatdown from the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
jumped
okay.
him.
You started with 2.
You got real smarmy and you're like, I didn't touch him.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yep. I have 3, and that plus what I rolled is a 10.
Oh, this one will actually be plus body.
Oh, no heat at all. 9.
Okay. So it is actually Samson that takes control at the start of the match with a thunderous chop down on like the side of your neck. It actually drops Jack to one knee. And I don't think Jack has been off of his feet often.
I can't say there's been a match where he hasn't been standing.
Yeah. So this is one of those moments where Jack is showing humanity that, oh, maybe he could be beaten. And with that, we're going to go into Samson is going to drop down to one knee and do like an uppercut chop to Jack's throat to see if he can knock
Yeesh.
Jack on his back. Oh, okay. That's a total of 15?
Sin, you gotta stop. You gotta start rolling poorly. Come on. Come on. Where are the shitty rolls?
Hey, I am going to use that is he is at 3 momentum with that. I'm going to use 2 of those momentum to say that the crowd is on fire.
Okay.
Like they have just seen Jack Lambda get knocked to his back for the first time. You now have +4 heat.
Sweet.
Now, Samson is going to attempt to roll over, put Jack into a fireman's carry position over his shoulders, and walk to the top rope. If you would like to interrupt that with momentum, it's certainly, you do start with at least 1.
Okay, I was about to ask because I remember wiping it clean from the last one. I
Yeah.
actually would like to interrupt that as we get closer to the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So, if it's okay to kind of play it like this, if he gets me sitting down on the top rope, I'd love to interrupt in a way where he kind of leans back enough to kind of hang back off the top rope as he moves for his finisher, if that's what he's planning to do.
The way that he does it is he kind of brings you forward off of the top and then does the neck breaker. But there would be a moment where you're sitting on the top rope with your feet on the second rope if you want to do something from that position to counter.
Sure. If there's ever a moment where his back is towards me, kind of leaning forward into it to kind of, I guess, push myself off of the ropes towards him, even just to get him to stumble a little bit.
Okay. Just like a kick to the back type situation.
Yeah. Something just to remind him that I'm still here and I'm still in it.
If he has turned his back towards you and you are sitting on the top rope, a giant band bulldog would be very appropriate at that point in time where you do that.
That is very true.
Slam him into the mat.
If you would like to do that, a bulldog, you would jump off of the second rope and you would take his head under your arm and drive it into the mat in front of you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Then why don't you go ahead and roll plus body for that.
Okay. And I don't add heat for that, just body.
No, just body.
Okay, that's 8.
Okay. You can either retain control of the match or get a momentum. Which would you prefer?
I'll take momentum.
Okay. You take the momentum. You do this bulldog off the top, and Samson stands up immediately and goes for a running lariat into another lariat and comes
Jesus.
off of the ropes to do a running big boot. Let's see. And he does, quite emphatically. Samson does a big boot, knocks you over the top rope down onto the floor. From there, he is going to try to do like a double axe handle from the apron down onto the floor. And that he flubs. So, would you tell me when he's diving down, just bringing his fists down into like the center of your back, how do you counter that to take control?
Okay, so am I facing the mat or am I on my back facing up?
You would be standing still.
I'd be standing still?
Yeah,
Okay.
you would be standing, just standing on the floor next to the ring apron.
Okay. If he's coming at me, I feel something is as simple as like a sidestep to at least get him to run into something, because knowing how big he is, it's going to be difficult for him to change position or change tactics or anything
Yeah,
like that.
I mean,
so even just, a simple sidestep to make sure I'm out of range is
you could even
more than
get
enough.
him easily with like a knee to the gut with a sidestep. Like sidestep out of the way of the axe handle and then just
Oh, just kind of like grab him and just
Yeah.
go. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I need to get something in there.
Yeah. This
All right.
is the most uphill battle that you've had.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You're rolling great.
It helps that I'm doing the monster playbook, and the monster playbook starts with +2 body.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm grabbing him and I'm driving my knee directly like under his ribs if I can even get there.
Yeah, you can. So from there, you have got him to where he's taking a step back, taking a breath. You're on the outside. What would you like to do from there?
Let's see. Part of me keeps trying to figure out if there's a way to work in cheap heat.
Your
That's
cheap
fair.
heat spots on the outside like this would be to rail him into the guardrail and start working the ribs from the prior attack from the previous thing.
Yeah.
Or to use or run him into the steps. Things like that would be a really good way to get your cheap heat in.
Even if you see someone that has do the thing where you run him into the barricade or into the steps. If you see someone that has a sign for Samson, remember, Samson is very intimidating. Samson is a face.
Mm.
You could tear up a sign for him. That type of thing as well.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like definitely grabbing a sign if there is one.
Oh yeah, there is.
I feel like he'd grab it and he'd put it in his mouth and tear it with his teeth.
I love that.
Just enough to watch the facial expression of whoever's sign that was.
Oh yeah. Just for the humorous nature of it, I think a teenage girl is crying in the front row now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll tear it. He'll give her half back, and he'll just be like, "Wipe your tears with this, sweetheart."
That's fantastic. Okay, you get +1 momentum.
Perfect.
I love having entirely a heel stable as this group.
We're 75% heel. Casey's
true.
a tweener.
That's true.
It just
All right.
allows us to lean into the worst tendencies of ourselves that we don't get to in our regular lives.
It's very true. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
fun.
I'm too much of a people pleaser. This is great.
Paul was very offended by that, and he left the call.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry,
we lost
Paul.
Paul for a moment.
All right, let's see. Okay, I have control of the match, yes?
Yes, you have control of the match. Samson is like against the barricade. You haven't knocked him down yet.
No,
Want to
I
go
really
for something
haven't.
that would do that?
Okay, so I have to work that side. I'm gonna return the big boot.
Okay. Just do a running big boot into where he's positioned. And because he's draped over the barricade, he's actually down at a level where you could do a boot in the face.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead, roll plus body.
Yeah, I'll get that going.
Actually, roll plus heat because I have an idea. Which
Okay. Plus heat.
so
10.
plus 4. Fantastic. So you go and you do this big boot and you knock him over the barricade into
Nice.
the crowd area. And he stands up slowly, staggered. And you realize now that the ref is at a 5 count. And you have
Oh.
10 seconds to get back in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
So you can maintain control, but you would be back in the ring and Samson would be getting into the ring as you do whatever you will do next.
Let's see. And we're both out of the ring right now, correct?
You're out of the ring right now, yes.
And he's still in.
He is out beyond the
he's-
barricade.
yeah, 'cause
so like
he's
the
in the crowd.
barricade with the audience, you knocked him over that.
Okay. I have 2 momentum. I want to see if it's possible.
Yeah.
The monster roll move is to do something underhanded to get what you want.
Okay.
Could I, as he's getting up, kick the barricade at him to stagger him a bit more so I have some more time to get into the ring?
You could. The only thing is that if you win by countout, you would not win the championship.
Oh, damn, you're right. Okay.
Sorry. Bringing in all of the things about wrestling.
No, you're fine. I have more to learn always. So then I'll probably keep control and just get back in the ring.
Okay.
Just play it safe.
So you are able to get back into the ring. Samson is getting into the ring. What would you like to do? Because you still have control. And you also have +1 momentum from that before. I don't know if I remembered to give you that.
Yep, I should have 2 now.
That sounds right.
Cool. Okay. He's getting back in. Let me consult my list of fun things that I have.
Gotta love the list of fun things.
Technical question about how he's getting back in. Is he stepping over the top rope?
He would be doing his step up and step over, yes.
You have an answer right there.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask because I'm looking at the stuff that I have. Okay, I'm trying to like visualize where he's going.
So he is standing up on the ring apron and then stepping over the top rope. So you've got him when he has 1 foot over already in the ring and 1 foot out of the ring. He's getting ready to bring the other one in.
Could I? I'm also like looking at GIFs. I'm like going through all of the tabs I have of GIFs of what things look like.
I will say, if you're looking for an idea from your signatures, doing an Iranagi as he's coming into the ring would definitely look really cool.
I was between that and seeing if it was possible to do a snap scoop power slam.
That would be a little bit more difficult.
I was thinking that'd be tough depending on where he is.
Yeah.
So I guess Uranagi is the closest thing to what my brain is picturing.
I was just going to be an evil heel and be like, kick the top rope. That's the correct. That was my answer.
Oh, and I failed, but I wanted to look really cool. Is it possible to combine the two and like kick the top rope to get him off balance in order to grab him and throw him?
Absolutely.
There we go. There's the solution. I'll kick the top rope, get him to get off balance a little in order to grab him and throw him.
So you are let's see. Yeah, I think that would count as rolling plus heat. So go ahead and roll it +4.
Yes.
And you're getting an additional +1 from the Iranagi. So
okay,
that's one of your signatures.
Boy, oh boy. Okay. Doing some math. 17. That was 2 6s.
So you got a 12.
Yes.
Okay. This is a crowd erupting spot. Like seeing Samson get taken down. An Iranagi, you are grabbing him like up under the arm, pulling him over and doing a slam. It is a sight to see. You are maintaining control in the match. And you have enough momentum if you would like to go for your finisher off of that.
Let's see. I'd have 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give you an extra one because that was very cool.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, that's great then. So I will, I mean, I'd struggle a little bit to get him back on his feet because he's huge.
I mean, you could even do a wait to hit it, like when he gets up.
Oh, yeah, like give him the time to stand up before getting him,
and then just
knock
down that tree.
I was gonna say I want to see that tree fall, so I'm gonna wait for him to get up, wait to give all his little groupies, all his little fans, a little bit of a moment to breathe and just
hope. Give them hope.
Yeah,
and then
I'm going to give them hope so I can take it away.
I would like you to, before you make the roll for your finisher,
okay,
make a roll at plus audience. I want to see if people are getting into this, like the theater of it.
So that would be 10.
Okay. You are getting where you start, maybe it's even an accident, where you like stomp your foot in the ring, and all of a sudden it starts small, but a wave of people are stomping, waiting for you to bring your clothesline down.
Nice.
So go ahead and do 2d6, no pluses, and see how you get.
8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
You have choices. They showcase your strength, or they're unwilling to take your finisher and flee the ring. That doesn't feel like
I don't think he would do that.
No. So they're going to showcase your strength.
Yeah.
This is something that people have rarely seen. Your finisher is a discus clothesline. You go around building up momentum, knock the person over. When you go to do that, Samson, being secretly agile, does a full almost backflip
Oh my god.
to
At
land
6'10"?
on his stomach, making you look incredible in the process.
Jesus.
And you win the heavyweight title.
I think he's going to kind of keep the stomps going to see if he can get the audience to get louder and louder.
Oh yeah.
Is there any referee nearby with a microphone?
Yeah.
He's going to
Definitely.
run over, he's going to grab it. He's going to start like pounding the axe handle on the ring, and in the microphone he's like, I want to hear you say it. I want to hear, if I'm not hearing timber, then we'll do this match all over again. So
And
he's
you
going to try
hear
and
it
get.
Yeah. So you hear it start small, and it builds. Timber, 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 just all across the arena. And
Yeah.
you leave a champion.
Yeah, he'll put a foot right on top of his back. He'll take the axe handle and he'll put it over one shoulder. He'll kiss the bicep, and then he'll make his way backstage.
Okay.
Back up the ring, or back up the walkway, and he'll disappear, I guess.
Fair enough.
Sin, may I do my crazy insider stuff that I like to drop knowledge bombs on real quick?
Absolutely.
So what Sin described is what's called an inside-out bump. It is usually taken from a clothesline spot or a running big boot spot where the person does a full flip and kind of lands on their face. Usually the bigger the person does it, the more impressive. You can actually find spots of people like Rakishi doing it on the internet if you want, because he used to do that spot for people all the time. It's really impressive when really big guys do it. Yeah.
Okay. With that, I think
SummerSlam, he did it for Kane, didn't he? I thought Kane and him had a fight in SummerSlam that he did that. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did that spot for Kane. He's done it for Taker. He's probably done it for Kane, but Rikishi only did it for people who were like bigger than he was. But yeah,
fair enough.
There you go.
Okay. So with that, we have 2 matches down, 2 matches to go, our semi-main and our main event. And we are going to take a short break and come right back to finish this off strong, y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome on back to High Shelf Collective. And we have a couple more matches tonight. Uh before that, uh there is one more match that happens on the card itself that I want to highlight because it takes place with somebody who was on the show briefly before. The light heavyweight championship, or the lightweight championship, is retained by Alice Jackson in a hardcore match against a GCW wrestler. And it's definitely one where when you're in the back at the monitors, Otis, you feel the kendo stick shots because you dealt with those.
Yeah.
But after that, we have the inaugural Internet Championship. This is the open weight title that anyone can challenge for. And the first challenger is going to be Lexi Long, somebody that has a history with Jack Lambda. But the first person to enter this time is going to be Strongheart, Alex Armstrong. They are a wrestler that dresses in kind of a throwback, almost Macho Man style. And they are 6'7", 265 pounds. So bigger than Otis, but also a bit of a high flyer. They come in and do like a grand spin at the top of the entranceway with tassels flowing all over everywhere. Their big difference and throwback from Macho Man is you've got some pastels, some pinks thrown in there. You've got a mixture of the masculine and the feminine. Works out pretty well for Alex. But they come to the ring and have a normal entrance for them. It's not even so much a pay-per-view entrance. But they get in the ring, they take off their jacket, and Casey, would you describe how Otis comes to the ring?
So he's went over this with the crew.
Yeah.
The music starts cutting, right? And then, because he's changed his music to Don't Make Me from 8 Ball 8 MJG to try to get like that Memphis flavor going. But people are listening and they go and look where he usually comes, and then the camera and everybody pans over as this raucous of an engine starts. And the bass could rival what the sound system in the stadium could do, as the same song is playing as he slowly makes his way up to the where Birdie said he could go, shuts the car off as he comes out, and he's got the greens with his face covering because he went kind of back to his more like anarchist, like thug style. So he's got a full-on face mask that matches the green of Juno, but he's got a brand new vest that may or may not be of a lumberjack persuasion, and wrapped around his arms is the silver. And so he comes out, he jumps up onto the ring
Barricade.
Barricade. It just plays to the crowd, like really hammering up, because I also have that amazing entrance.
Oh yeah. What do you get for that? I forget.
Let's see. The production behind your entrance overshadows everyone's. roll plus audience when you make your first full entrance in an episode. So is that 2d6 plus what's our audience at?
It depends for you.
I said the last thing I have on mine was 3.
Okay, then plus 3.
Okay. All right, dice. Don't betray me. Come on, start. Oh, 13.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So you do have an amazing entrance, and you can't actually get more heat with your opponent because
Oh, really?
Oh, actually, no, you can. You are at +4 heat.
Nice.
In addition, you gain a momentum. So if you were at +3 audience, you have started with 2. So you'll have 3 momentum going into the match.
Let's go.
And I'm going to take this as you rolling to see your popularity.
Yes.
Between the two of you, you are definitely more popular than Alex.
Yes. Oh shit! He's like, well, you got to be a man of the people.
So you have what is ostensibly a face versus face match for this, with Otis being the in between,
Yeah.
the tweener, as we call him.
All right. So, do I get to start, or does he get to start?
Let's say for these last couple, since these are going to be longer matches, I'm going to say that about 5 to 10 minutes go by of you grappling back and forth before we go into the match proper.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say, because you had the bonus to momentum, I'm going to give you first control in this, like, after the 10-minute portion. So you're moving toward the sprint of the final match.
Gotcha. So this is like there's a lot of high flying, a lot of close calls, a lot of the rope stuff, right? And we'll just back grapple at each other.
Absolutely. There's definitely at least one point where one of you does like a leg sweep or goes low, and somebody does like a flip over it. Like it's the high flying big person style match.
Nice.
That is definitely a crowd pleaser.
Gotcha.
So, what would you like to do? You have just gotten control in this match. Let's say you haven't gone for any of your signatures or anything yet, so you've saved that for this portion of the match. What would you like to do?
Would you say our position's in the middle of the ring still? Like we're back in
Pretty
the middle?
much middle of the ring. Both are standing, but you're gassed a little bit. Like you've been putting in some work.
Yeah. I think while in there he's chuckling in his ears like, should have hit the gym more before this. And as he wants to do that, he wants to like whiplash him, almost like throw him one way and then like bring him into his chest and try to like chest bump him onto the ground.
Okay. Then let's see. I think I'm going to be nice to you, since you have not gotten a lot of rolls where you've been able to roll plus heat. I'm going to say you can roll plus heat for this.
Okay, cool. So that's +4. Yeah, +4. Thank you. 6. Oh, I get 10.
Nice. So you get +1 momentum. You are up to 4, and you retain control in the match. You knock Alex on their back.
So I want to do what do I have? Let me look at my moves. He gets him on his back, and of course we're gonna keep doing the high flying thing. I don't want to do yet my. Did I ever fix my thing? Ooh, human highlight. First time in the episode that you roll 10 plus, you gain another momentum on a high fly maneuver. +1 audience. You know what I would like to do? I didn't see that. I would like to, when he's on the ground, I want to run to the opposite side and like bounce off the second ring and try to do a belly flop on him.
Okay. All right. Then that's going to be the most dreaded words that you ever hear from me.
Body.
Roll plus body.
I got 8. Damn it.
There you go.
Okay.
8's still good.
8's still good. You get a plus to momentum, or you can retain control. Which would you like?
I'll give him control. Help him like he's sell the match more.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Alex is going to get up off of that. Brought their knees up whenever you did the belly flop a little bit. You didn't get full on flush with it. So they're going to go ahead and go for a running clothesline. And they got an 8. So they are going to knock you back into the ropes. And then instead of taking you over the ropes, they're going to go back and forth and hit additional clotheslines into the ropes, like just knocking you over and over. They'll retain control, head back to the other side of the ring, and then do a running boot to the face.
Damn it, he took my next move.
Oh, that's a 10. So Alex is going to get +1 momentum, maintain control, and their foot just goes over your head and through the rope. Looks pretty devastating. And they will get a 2 count on a pinfall after that. Then, whenever you get up, they're going to do one of their signatures.
Okay.
They're going to do a variation on the Undertaker's Old School.
Oh, shit.
So what they're going to do is they're going to climb up to the top rope while they're holding onto your hand. And yes, I know that one particular wrestler does this, but I fucking love this move, so we're going to do it on here. And they're going to be walking on the top rope, and then from the middle of the top rope, they're going to do a moonsault and land back on you. I am going to say that will get a plus heat.
Burn that momentum. Casey, burn that momentum.
Burn it, I'm burning the momentum.
Fair. So, question.
Yeah.
They are doing a moonsault. So they're jumping back. They're landing like legs up onto you. How do you counter this move?
So the legs are
Their legs are up, your torso to torso, pretty much.
torso to torso. He's bigger than me, and I don't have the body, because I would say maybe.
I mean, do you want to go back to your high school days?
Yeah.
Sack him out the air with a pounce.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's what I would do. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the
Okay.
backbreaker. Yeah. So how do I do that?
Go ahead then, because you're basically landing this move to catch them like midair. So go ahead and roll plus heat, and we'll see how it goes.
Plus heat. Oh shit. 15.
All right. So you get +1 momentum. You maintain. Now, keep in mind, this match has had like a lead up.
Yeah.
So it has been back and forth up to this point. If you want to go for your finisher, you can go for
I think he takes that opportunity and he will go for his finisher.
it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Walking up to the top rope, you do a rope walk just like Alex did and go for your finisher. Now, before we do that, I want to
Mhm.
flash back for a moment to a conversation that you had as Otis earlier that day.
Mhm.
Birdie came to you and she said, "So I got 2 options for you. You're getting to the point that you got to make some career decisions. You know that. You can't do this forever. I got you a tryout. It's on national television.
Mhm.
You can choose to do that, but they're going to lock you in for 6 months. I can't have a champion get locked down for 6 months in another company. So, if you take the tryout, you could go on, do other things. You could have a career outside of the lodge. Or we could have you be the inaugural internet champion. What do you think you want to do, Otis?"
He sits there and he ponders, right? And he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Birdie. Though I am very grateful that you got me that tryout. I think I want to stay here and help Randall, and help teach. I don't know if you've noticed, I've kind of taken some of the younger wrestlers under my wing to help them teach. And, there's some things I can do around here in Memphis that I just can't do abroad. And I've had my time in the sun in that sense. I mean, college ball, high school, stuff like that. But I think I really like it here. I think I really like, and I want to see the company do well in the future.
Birdie reaches out and she puts a hand on your shoulder. Your time in the sun ain't done. Trust me on that. But it means something that you're staying here. You're going to be a major player for the next 5 years or so. Trust in that.
I trust in it. I trust in it.
I'm happy to have you, Otis. I might give you shit every now and again, but I'm happy to have you.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not like it's not deserved. I keep the fireworks to a minimum now. I have to be a responsible role model.
Responsible role model Otis Kelly. I never fucking thought I'd see the day.
I mean, I'll do my best.
All right.
Everybody needs that fun uncle, right? Uncle lore. I'm building uncle lore.
That's fair enough. You better get in your gear or I'll give that title to somebody else.
Yeah. And he goes and takes off. Ain't that hard? It's like what I wear every day, just with some pads underneath it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your 2d6.
Flat, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, got 11.
Okay. You hit your finisher clean. You do the rope walk. You do the big splash coming off the top. And you choose whether you or your opponent gets +1 audience.
Ooh, see, I'm at 4, right? With
You're
audience.
at 3.
3. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I feel like yeah, I want the audience.
Okay. So we haven't had the top spot be in play,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that there is a sense that Otis is a major face of the company coming out of this event. And that is something that you can hang your hat on.
Kind of. So like, just as clarification, like
Yeah.
the match is over. I won. I got
Yes.
the belt. I raised the belt up, and then I find the mic, and I was like, Hydra, we gotta have a sweet, baby. We gotta have a sweet. Let's go. As the music starts playing, he he had the security people push his car out because he's not reversing with a whole bunch of people, and he just goes back out the way he came. He's like within the crowd, like he's having security push his car back, and he's just in what Birdie said with the security, but he's playing to the crowd.
I just want to call out while this is going on, I wanted to try to race entropy so we could raid on into them before the end of the night, but they beat us to it. So congratulations, entropy.
We did what we could.
We did what
and
we
I'm proud
could.
of us.
But thank you.
We're over here telling stories. It's fine. We're telling stories. It's cool.
Absolutely.
We're playing pretend with our friends, and our other friends came to play pretend with us.
That's always a good time.
Otis holds up the title at the end, and we got one match remaining.
Mm-hmm.
The main event. Now, as is tradition, the champion will be walking out second. So, Paul, would you like to describe your entrance for the main event?
So, for the second time in the evening, lights go out. And Randall's old original, like, face, like, upbeat music hits for, like, the first 10 seconds, and, like, the regular screen comes up. And then it does the thing where if the film is overheated, like, and it burns away and kind of fizzles out, and the audio kind of crumples with it. And then you hear, like, the be humble, and it's real slowed down. And then you hear as cold as ice, willing, and it's real slowed down. And on the second refrain of that, it goes from the lights being out to black light. And so now the arena is black lit. And then really quickly you hear, paint me as the villain, 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 villain. And basically at that point in time, the old Advent Children one-winged angel guitar solo cuts in as feathers come down from the arena that like shine in the black light, because white feathers with glitter look great in a black light as they float down kind of in that snowflakey thing. And the lights come on and spotlight hits him as like the guitar solo starts to play, and he is in brand new ring attire. He's got he's basically wearing long pants with silver kick pads. Right now it's covered up in like almost the classic Sephiroth like long coat with like the armored shoulder pads, and he's got a hood over his head, and he flicks the hood back and he's got a mask that's half and half. The first half is like his very first masked wrestling generic gimmick on one side, and the other half is like a silvered Hydra face with six other what originally looked like the anime almost hairstyle coming off the back. Except when you get to the back of them, they've got other Hydra, the six other heads of a Hydra on it. And he kind of just makes his way down to the ring in that type of presentation. And gets in, takes off the mask, and goes to sit on takes off the mask, takes off the jacket, limbers up a bit as the music plays, and then sits on the corner turnbuckle and stares like a beeline at the entrance ramp. Like, clearly focused, and if the crowd is booing, he encourages them to boo more. Like, he very much encourages that booing more, but he is clearly laser focused.
Go ahead and roll plus audience, see what their reaction is.
Sure. That's an 11. So I
Okay.
have 2 audience to start.
You have nuclear heat.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly what you are hoping for in this moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. You enter in and you are waiting for Don Dallas.
Mhm.
There is a moment where everything goes silent. And a couple of tumbleweeds roll up the stage, tossed from backstage. And then the good, the bad, and the ugly theme hits. That wah 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 wah. Don Dallas comes in his standard black and gold ring attire. But he has on a white cowboy hat and is definitely playing up the old gunslinger ready for his last fight. As a reminder, Don Dallas, black man, 6'1", 245 pounds, so very broad and almost too high to be in the middleweight division. Randall has moved up from the lightweight to the middleweight division. So there is a difference in stature.
He's got about 3 inches on Randall and about 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Because Randall's in that 210 range now.
And reach is important for Dallas's game. Dallas's finisher is called the Eye of the Hurricane. It is a spinning full Nelson slam into an Uranagi. And it has been hit once.
Mhm.
Don Dallas comes to the ring. Superstar Don Dallas. A former world champion stands across the ring from him. He takes off his hat and the music stops. And everything is quiet again for a second. And then it builds. Starting small. Little screams, little chants. They don't coalesce into anything quite yet. Until there's a dueling chant that starts. Let's go Hydra. Let's go Don. Let's go Hydra. Let's go Don. Back and forth until you get that feeling in your chest of the sound just flowing over you. And it is on. We're going to do a similar thing to what we did with Otis's match. The first, in this case, 10 to 15 minutes, because this is a 60-minute time limit match. First 15 minutes are back and forth. You are learning each other. You're working. This is the stuff Randall does all the time.
Mhm.
I am going to say, let's have you roll plus work, and we'll go against plus body from Don to see who gets control in this stage.
Okay. I have rolled a 9.
Okay. I'm going to give this to you because it's a tie. But
We can roll again.
Huh?
We can roll again.
I'm giving it to you because
Okay.
Don has a -2.
Ah, Don rolled well.
Yeah, Don rolled well, but Don has a -2 to the stat. I'm pretty sure your stat you're rolling isn't a -2.
It is not at all. That would be incredibly
So,
correct.
Working off of, let's say, it's a kind of a standard chain wrestling.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go from there?
We're going to move into a chain. I think he's actually going. Don is known for throwing punches or kicks when he's striking.
Don is definitely an upper body person.
He's an upper body guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to move into the series where usually like there's a quick exchange and then headlock into Don shooting Don into the ropes. Don's going to come off with like an elbow strike, and he's going to float over into a front face lock and bring it down to the mat.
Okay.
He's very much keeping it in his wheelhouse, but it also lets Don highlight his power when Don basically is overpowering him. Technically, it's what probably the feel of the match has been. It's been that Randall has definitely been out wrestling Don, but Don has been able to fall back on his power to get out of situations that would have, gotten lesser people already tapping, like our good friend who just won his tag team situation.
Yeah.
So
fair enough. Why don't you, just because this is coming off of a really big flurry, go ahead and roll plus heat. You have +4 heat with Don.
Yep. 11.
Okay. So you get +1 to momentum. What did you start at with this episode? Where were you at?
I only started with 1 momentum. That's my audience is at 2. My momentum's at 1 because I did not have a match last episode. I had a segment that did not do anything for my audience. So now I'm at 2 audience and 2 momentum. But yeah, so if Don is known for being an upper body guy, he's been counter wrestling Don, but he is definitely going to move into the next flurry and just go into classic start working the legs. The classic dragon screw leg whip, which is like a classic for almost every technical wrestling submission person. When you find the weak spot on your person, you hit the dragon screw and begin working the lower body on the person who hasn't known for having a weak lower body.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get real scientific on that.
Go ahead and roll plus work.
Nope. That's gonna be my crap roll. So that's a big bad 3. He's definitely taking control after that.
So I will ask, would you like to use, because nobody has used it yet, there is the putover. You could use it to move it from a botch to a partial hit.
We'll take I guess no, I'll take the botch, letting him move into control and me not getting anything, because what is it if I use the botch? I don't lose momentum.
You don't lose momentum, no.
Yeah, you just lose control. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with losing control. This match is a back and forth situation. It's a marathon, not a sprint with these two, for sure.
So when you fall from the dragon screw, you do not notice Don holding the top rope.
Yep. And
so
I basically
fall
slamming myself into the mat.
Just down into the mat.
Yep.
And Don comes down with an elbow drop and another one. A flurry hits. At one point, you're like, I did not know Don could still move this fast. What?
I'm happy. I'm happy to get it out of him. I want to get the good match out of him.
Fair enough. So let's go ahead, and he is going to be rolling body here. Okay. After that flurry, he pulls you up to go into an Irish whip, and you get control back because he botched. So what would you like to do? You've just been Irish whipped into the ropes.
I'm going to have him go for the big boot off of the Irish whip, and I'm going to move back into the signature reverse single leg Boston Crab. So I'm going to use my other signature move coming out of that, where he goes up for the big boot, I roll under, and we roll through into the single leg.
So you're going to get a total +5 on this because you've got your signature plus I'm going to say you go for heat.
Sounds good. That's a 12 then. I'll take that 12. 12 is awesome.
Fantastic. +1 momentum. You maintain control of the match. He gets to the rope, but there is a solid 15-20 seconds that he is getting punished by this single leg crab. Which leg do you go for?
We'll do the right leg.
Okay. So, right leg is feeling the hurt. He gets to the rope. You still have control. What would you like to do?
I'm going to roll back, and I'm assuming he's going to pull himself up by the ropes, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to PK kick the other leg because I assume he's acting like the other leg is injured and using that to pull himself up. So straight PK into the back of his leg.
Okay.
For those who know, PK stands for penalty kick, which is basically you're rolling up and just doing a hard, full follow-through soccer kick. And of course, I'm working stiff here, so not like you didn't see that coming.
Go for it.
7.
Okay. So you can have momentum or control. Which would you like to do?
I will maintain control.
Okay. So you maintain control in the spot. You get the big PK, knocks Don on his ass. Where would you like to go from there?
We're going to do the spot. I don't remember the name of the move now, but I'm going to do the spot where I'm going to wrap my leg around his right leg and then jump up and slam his knee into the mat. And do that God. Like, yeah, you know exactly the spot I'm talking about.
Cemetery driver is what I'm thinking of it because Abaddon does it.
But yeah, no, the one where we just wrap the leg, jump, and then slam the knee down. And we're going to do that in a series of motions.
Okay.
7 again.
Okay. You want to do momentum or control?
We'll do momentum this time. I'll let him get out.
Okay.
That gets me to 4 momentum now, if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay. And once you get the move in, you notice that Don is pulling closer to the ropes. And he actually pulls you by the tights into the turnbuckle.
Look at him with his healy moves.
Pulling a small bit of heelishness. What the commentary calls a veteran maneuver. Don gets up, shakes out the leg, and moves to go and do a running kind of uppercut when you're like seated at the turnbuckle. So we're going to do plus work. Got a 9. And he'll take the momentum off of that. That puts him at 3. I'm going to mark that down so I don't forget it because I am notorious for forgetting that. Wait. No, he's top spot. What am I doing?
Don't know.
Okay. He has 4 momentum.
Okay.
So, but you get control from there. So
we're both kind of in the turnbuckle situation by the turnbuckle.
Yeah. Seated at the turnbuckle, both kind of on the mat. This is your area of expertise, so you take control.
I'm gonna wrap him up I'm gonna wrap him up. Oklahoma roll him out into an armbar.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus work.
7.
Okay. Do you want to?
I keep getting like 3-3, 2-4s, 2-4, like like, and I'm getting like +1 to everything.
Really back and forth match.
Yeah. I'll maintain control.
Okay.
But I will, as clearly he's not tapping, I'm going to transition that into similar like I did with the leg spot into the hand spot where you take the joint and put it up so his elbow's up and then just drop my body weight down on his elbow.
Okay. I think that one is innovative enough that I will give you plus heat on that roll.
Sure. I'll take my 13 then.
Fantastic. So you get +1 momentum, and you retain control in the match. You're moving at this point. You are around the 25-minute mark, so you are moving into like the final stretch of the match.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, then he will kind of wait as Don is selling the elbow. He will wait, turn, and once again go back to the same right leg and try to step over into an STF.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that work.
That is another 7. 5, 1 plus 1.
Okay. Actually,
yeah, so
you said into the STF. I think I will spend 1 momentum from Dallas. You are in that stretch position where you have his arm back, right? I think he is going to just straight up reach back and drive your head forward into the mat and take back control.
Sounds good.
He comes up, and this is like where Don's bread and butter is. He is big on the big stage. He's been on the big stage. You know from tapes that Don Dallas was only considered a journeyman for like 5 years. He has spent near 2 decades in the main event scene at any promotion he's been in.
Yeah.
And here he is driving that last bullet home. So what he's going to do after pulling up is pull you up into a front face lock. And he will put you up in a suplex position. And he is going to go through the greatest hits of some of the people that he has fought. He is going for a jackhammer.
Sure.
So
I'll spend 1 of the 5 momentum I currently have.
Yeah.
So he's going to pick me up. He's going to do the jackhammer position.
Yeah.
And he's going to do the thing where he starts to drive down, but instead of driving me down to the mat, I'm going to spin it around and leap it directly into an octopus hold. We're just going to continue that
That's
momentum
fantastic.
going into an octopus counter.
I love it. Okay.
Go
ahead
from that
then.
suplex position into that.
You got him in the octopus hold.
12, because I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Nice. Okay. So you got +1 momentum. You have a standard there. You have retained control. Don is going to... Well, what are you going to do from the octopus hold? Because he's going to get to the ropes eventually.
I think we're just going to do the series of like he's going to keep stretching and I'm going to keep modifying the hold until I tie him up really close. And I think him eventually getting to the ropes with just doing like, I know this is a Japanese spot, but him getting to the ropes and having to bite the ropes to get the break so he's actually got something on the ropes. I'm going to let him do that.
My literal favorite spot in all of wrestling history is Tomohiro Ishii biting the ropes to avoid getting Snapdragon suplex by Kenny Omega in the G1. That is one of the best spots in wrestling. So I am all down for that.
But yeah, I think getting him to the ropes is good, and then I'm forced to break the hold, and then I'm actually going to like try to slide out of the ring and trip him so he plants face first at that point in time. I'm
Okay.
gonna do a little bit more speedy things that I have not broken out since the very beginning of my career when I was a little bit more high flyer than I am now.
Okay. Go ahead
Like he went
then.
through some greatest hits. I'm gonna go deep back to that well of knowledge as well.
Fair enough.
So I'm thinking that's definitely not work technique because that's not what
Yep,
I would use.
that'd be
for
body.
that. Body? Okay. I was gonna go with look because it's a flashy move rather than body.
Oh, that's fair. You can do look.
Yeah, this is way more flash than substance. He's just taking a front bump. That he's not anything crazy.
Fair.
7. So I'll take the momentum and let him have control back.
Okay. So where are you at the end of the sequence?
I would say I have hopped back onto the apron, ready to come back into the ring. Like
Okay.
I slid between his legs, pulled his legs out from under him, hopped back on the apron, have grabbed the top rope, ready to come back in the ring.
I think from there, he is going to move and get you in position for a kick to the stomach, do a draping DDT from the second rope. A very specific nod to a specific wrestler, and if you know, you know.
He's a snake. He's a fucking snake, is what he is.
Yeah. That is a 10. So pulls off that draping DDT. He's going to get a 2 count off of that, maintain control. I think after that, probably going to start going for that finishing sequence.
Okay.
Where he is going to attempt the Eye of the Hurricane, starting in like a spinning full Nelson slam into an Iranagi. But Randall, you've got something on the docket.
Yeah, I'm going to use a momentum. So when he puts me in the spinning full Nelson slam, I'm going to grab the referee and pull him between us. So he just obliterates the ref.
Okay. Knocks out the ref. He gets the slam on. Gets the visual pinfall. The crowd counts, but there is no referee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Dallas gets up and starts shaking the ref. Eventually gets the ref awake. But that was enough time for you to recover, Randall. What would you like to do?
Well, he's still bent over to get the ref up, so Randall's going to start by calling back to somebody else and hit a big fat curb stomp.
Okay.
After he pops up from the curb stomp a little bit, Randall's literally just going to hit him with a gotch pile driver. And at that moment, Randall looks like he's going to go for the cover and shakes his head and grabs him, pulls him up, and hits him with another gotch-style pile driver. He doesn't bother to try to get a pinfall off of one. He goes in that sequence of curb stomp, gotch, gotch, grabs the referee, drags him, and then makes the cover.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll, your 2d6.
That would be a 10.
You hit your finisher clean after the visual pinfall. And we're going to briefly go back to another scene. So, I want this to be my last series. I'm going to have 3 more matches. They're going to be with you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I appreciate that. And I'm very grateful for it.
You know, though, I think it only works if your group has all the gold starting out.
Oh, yeah. I don't disagree. I don't disagree because it looks weird if both of Jack and Otis go over and I'm struggling against you real hard.
Yeah.
if I'm positioned as the veteran of the group and I can't seem to do anything,
Makes you
it
look weak.
starts that eventual erosion. Well, it's not just makes me look weak, it starts that eventual erosion, because if I can't
Yeah.
pull my weight and I'm supposed to be the veteran, why am I part of this group?
Makes sense.
The psychology just doesn't work.
I talked to Birdie. There's going to be another pay-per-view. She's going to talk about it to the people. She's going to announce it during the event.
Mhm.
It's called Warfare.
Nice.
She even got that 30 Seconds to Mars song. Good stuff.
That's not surprising, but yeah. You
I
know, Birdie
talked
went to
to
the
her.
concert last time they toured. You know that, right? Birdie can need an excuse to buy a 30 Seconds to Mars song, not a reason.
You know it. I talked her into giving us 60.
Ooh. That'll be interesting.
First match, you win. Out of suspicion. I get the visual pinfall. Second match, time limit draw. Last 60 minutes I'm ever going to go.
Yeah, fair
Third
enough.
match, you're the technician. I'll tap clean for my final match.
Do we want to do 2 out of 3s for the final one, or do you want to do just a straight one?
I think 2 out of 3 falls works. I'll talk
Okay.
to Bird to get it done.
Yeah.
You are the next generation. You're a veteran.
Yeah.
You got time on you.
I started young. Happens. And I don't wrestle a crazy high flying style, so way less wear and tear. I'm going to be sad for the day, but Otis needs a hip replacement.
I can recommend him a good surgeon.
Yeah. Yep. You're not wrong. I'll let him know.
And Don reaches out his hand to shake and make the deal.
No, he shakes. He goes, "It's been a pleasure and thank you. I appreciate the opportunity."
I appreciate that somebody finally stepped up.
Mm.
And we flash back to that second Gotch pile driver. And you get the pinfall and become the middleweight champion of Championship Wrestling Memphis.
Sounds
The
good.
crowd.
Do we get cheers or garbage showers?
It's a combination.
Excellent.
Like, you get a lot of cheers, you get a lot of boos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, all of you can come out to celebrate. 3 of you holding gold.
Yep.
The
We have to
question
blare some
becomes,
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Gotta blare some Kendrick though. Gotta blare some They Not Like Us. Because
Oh, I was about to say that's what we'll put. That's the new song.
that's the new song. We got a lot of gold. You gotta put new title tracks with a lot of gold there.
Fair. Now, as we think about Humble, I want to go around and I would like to ask you all what you see the progression of your character's future path being. Like, where do you see their career going? If you were going to give like that 2 seconds on the slide at the end of the movie where they talk about the future, where would you go? And I think I would like to start with the new middleweight champion. Where do you see Randall going for the rest of his career?
Arguably, Randall probably continues to stay in Memphis for the next 3 to 5 years, depending on how it's going, because he can work contracts other places. And probably ends up in Japan. Like based upon his style, based upon the way he wrestles, based upon what's happening, based upon the way he likes to work, I would probably say he spends 3 to 5 years in Memphis, depending on the trajectory of the company, and then probably goes to Japan for like a 2 to 3 year stint, depending on how that goes, and maybe comes back after that. Because one of the big things is like absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's not necessarily like a bidding war situation where he's like, oh, I want more money. It's a, if you're around the top of the card for 3 to 5 years, people will eventually get sick of you, no matter if you turn heel or face. So he'd rather work like this 3 to 5 year stint in Memphis and then go to Japan for 2 to 3 years, see how well he does there, adapt his style more, maybe hit Mexico for like a CMLL tour or two, and then come back to see what Memphis is like after that, with that 2 to 2.5 year gap where he's not around. Because there will be fans that the moment he shows back up, there will be a giant explosion because it's the absence factor.
I will say then, you come back to a hero's welcome. You do have a stint back in Championship Wrestling Memphis, but you also, before the end of your career, get offered a national contract in the States. And by the end of Randall's career, maybe, who knows, could be a future world champion.
Yeah.
With that, let's go back to where we started today. Amber, where do you see Juno in the rest of their career?
I think in the rest of their career, they I think they actually develop a friendly rivalry with Stacy that lasts and lasts as they continue to grow in size. And like it's this like it's this the fact that they both came up and became independent and came on the scene at the same time, with backing of more established wrestlers, with Stacy being embraced by her former stable and me um and Mantis being embraced by our stable, that it helps them rise. um but I don't think that Mantis wants to grow to like impossible dazzling heights. I think they're fine just staying, at like a max of wrestling to audiences of 12,000, maybe 20,000 max, and only once on a blue moon. It's more about the art of wrestling. It's more about the literal push and pull of it. It's the reason they got into it in the first place. And getting too big for their britches will just only make the magic disappear.
Then would you say like maybe Juno does stints in other companies at other times, but maybe always considers Memphis to be their home?
Absolutely. Home's where
Fantastic.
the moonshine is.
Love that. Then I would say if Memphis is home, considering how Juno has gone, Juno was in the middleweight division. At some point down the road, middleweight champion?
It's not out it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Moving on to Lumberjack Jack Lambda. Where do you see the rest of Jack's career?
You're muted, partner.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jack's currently muted. He's silent, but enforces the law. No.
No, nothing. No.
No.
Mm.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Yes.
That was so weird because I was unmuted. I have no idea what was going on there. I feel like as time goes on, Jack would get more involved in helping to kind of craft the stories and help with like the interpersonal relationships and the drama of the Memphis promotion. I think he would want to blend that method of storytelling with performance. So having that match with Samson kind of kickstarted his love of playing the part and really getting into this is the persona that I have. This is the, you know, this is the character that you see me as. This is the performer that I am. This is the athlete that I am, and kind of mixing all of those things together to tell good stories within the promotion. And I think that mixed with, I also could see him at some point teaming up with Otis to teach. I think he could teach not just, you know, the safety of it all and the athleticism of it all and the sportsmanship of it all, but how do you tell a good story while doing something incredibly dangerous? How do you do something that makes the audience get involved as well? Like, how do you include, your audience and your fans, and, how do you make hate a part of the story? How do you make love a part of the story? And I feel that's definitely where he'd end up.
I love that. Just a combination of things.
Yeah, it's that it all came together on that match against Samson, and it was kind of like the little flicker that started the fire that leads him to enjoying all of those aspects and wanting to showcase how every part of it comes together to tell a story, but to also put on a good show.
So it sounds like, even though obviously Jack has more of a career to go, that a lot of his career is looking at like being a trainer, like teaching more people how to do it. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, he had good teachers in the stable.
Fair enough. Pass it on. And last but certainly not least, Casey, where do you see the rest of Otis's career going?
As after he would hold on until I think he would try to hold on to the championship until one of his stablemates took it from him. And as soon as that happens, right? He's like he eyes for bigger championships, heavyweight, or if he has to slim down, middleweight, right? But I think he would go for like the heavyweight champion, while still maintaining that devilish charm, But when out of the ring, he would put a lot of time in building up not only the company itself, but also the neighborhood. He would like spend a lot of his time trying to get younger kids into this. He would start a program to like to reach out to use, like, because like anyone who knows Memphis knows that it's not the greatest place in the world. It's a rough city, so it's like I love Memphis, but it's true. It's a rough city in some aspects. So he would spend as much time training as doing community outreach and probably protests, vice versa. And then while there, any people who would come up through other things, he would absolutely spend time with them to make sure that they know, hey, this is what's up, this is how it's going. Almost walk like when when I guess the easiest way to say it is basically when Hydra does his Japanese tour, he gets ready to basically be like take that spot, the lead mentor, which is a weird spot for him. I also see him training to change his style probably in the next 5 years to be a more grounded base. Still high action, still high octane, but high flyer is not meant for guys that big. So he would probably turn closer to a Booker T towards the end of his career type. But yeah, that's kind of why I see him. He's a company man in the sense of like he's there forever. He will probably retire there.
I think there's a specific accolade for Otis that I would see him doing at some point. And that's when he's going for the heavyweight title at some point. The heavyweight title main events a pay-per-view for the first time when Otis is competing for it. I think that's what Otis brings to the table.
He bring yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of you end up having fulfilling careers in your own ways. But you'll never forget that time when you came together and formed a stable in Championship Wrestling Memphis. And with that, we bring our series to a close. Thank you to High Shelf for hosting us. Thank you to this wonderful cast. I'll tell you what I'm doing later at the end, but let's popcorn around. Let's tell people what you're doing, where they can find you. Starting with our main eventer of the evening, let's start with Paul.
Hey everybody, Paul. You can find me most Thursdays on Apochromatic Unlimited, playing some video games for now. I may be workshopping where to run some Starfinder 2e playtest because I really enjoyed it. It was one of the big things I got at Gen Con. So if I may shop that around. I'm not sure where I want to do that yet, but I'm currently playing video games and working. So once my work schedule calms down a little bit, it might be time for some Pathfinder 2e. Or Pathfinder 2e, some Starfinder 2e coming out of that playtest because it's pretty neat and could be a lot of fun for folks. But I don't have a lot right now, so there you go. I'm schedule light. There you go. I will pop over to Casey.
Hey, how y'all? Again, thank you for coming out here tonight, guys. Where can you find me? Well, you can find me here. What's today?
Today's Monday.
Monday? It is Monday. Ooh.
Mm.
Let's see. Okay, I got the schedule right now. Where can you find me? I'll definitely be back here for a couple of games because I decided to be crazy and sign up for all of them. You can come back and find me for Werewolf. You can find me running Mass Effect. You can find me in Last Caravan. Last Caravan. Whew. Those are Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday next week. And if you can't find me here,
like a Cyberpunk game too.
Am I in a no? I was in a Cyberpunk game. We already did that. We already did that one.
All right.
Like, don't do that to me. I'm like, am I? Shit. Other than that, you can find me. I have other things in the cooker. I have like BattleTech game, Lancer, because I played Lancer last night. That I'm thinking about running. So keep your eyes out. Join the Discord. And if you want to see trucking life, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you run a Lancer game and don't invite me, I will find you.
Yo, I'll tell you at the break.
We'll come for
Yeah,
you.
5-hour stream last night. It was rough. Anyway, yeah, Tabletop Trucker 78 at Instagram if you want to see pretty pictures of this country as I drive behind the wheel. Anyway, let's see. Who do I? I don't know. My brain went dead. I lost names. Mantis.
Thank you, Casey. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber or Mantis. I am a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. I am 3-time Emmy nominated, and I guess 1-time Emmy winning. Whatever, it's fine. You can find me every other Monday over at Live from the Apocalypse playing Thy Kingdom Come, which is our Urban Shadows game. That definitely is not about religious trauma. What are you talking about? I was not raised Southern Baptist. I can't possibly imagine what you're talking about. But my character is the only one that does not have superpowers. So we love that. Anyway, in terms of other games you can find me at, you can't. You just can't. So sorry. But you can find me at SmackDown this Friday at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C.
Let's go.
You're gonna have a spy. You have to have a sign now that says "Here sits Space Jamber."
I will be looking.
That way we can find you. You understand that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just wave my cat. I'll just bring him. But that's it. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Sin, for running this incredible game, and thank you to the rest of the cast for just, I don't know, getting our wrestle on. Y'all are amazing, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you. And popcorn, to Jason.
Wow, thank you. Hi everybody. I'm Jason the Rock. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter as J_Son SON LaRock because it's my name. I'm original and I didn't want to think of anything new. If you like steampunk and there was a certain term for it. Plush punk, plush something. I don't know.
Solar punk, diesel punk.
It was yes. So last week I wrapped with a 5% chance on a Threadbare campaign, which is we were all toys in a post-apocalyptic Amazon warehouse. It was pretty wild, pretty fun. I think they're uploading all of their episodes either to their Twitch channel or to their YouTube. So definitely check out 5% chance because their stuff is great. The people who run games there are awesome. And the campaign that we had was, I'm so sad that it's over, but hopefully we bring it back for a season 2. Go check me out. I was a Scottish doomsday prepper with a Tamagotchi for a head, which was very fun. I had a great time.
That checks out.
And I think my knowledge of wrestling from the time we started this game to now has doubled, if not tripled. And I think it will continue to do so because I have a laundry list of matches I need to watch and wrestlers I need to check out and events that I need to put on my watch list and to watch list and to keep tabs on, and I have so many notes from every session of things that are entertaining and fun and need to be locked in my memory forever. So that's probably what I'm gonna do forever. Is just get up to date with all of the wrestling history that
Well, I mean,
I
you have
missed
Third
coming
Mondays
in.
free now. You can just
That's
do
true.
watch-alongs on the internet with people and
That's
do
true.
Jason Learns Wrestling watch-alongs.
Oh my god.
And we can bug you in the internet.
You
Bug
know
you
what?
in the chat section.
I think the chat is just going to be full of everybody telling me when I say something wrong and what I should say. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes we learn by failing. And I think that's what Jason watch-alongs are going to be. But
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, thank you, Sin, for putting this together, for running this. This was great. Everybody told a fantastic story. I loved watching everybody's matches. You guys did a great job. And yeah, so I'll pass the baton over to Sin again.
Hey, that's me, and I am the patently exhausted synthetic. You can call me Sin. I have got a number of things going on because I have been sick, and I am finally getting to a point where I can do stuff. I even had to cancel some games for this stream, so like we're getting back into the groove of things. And I'm gonna tell you a couple things I'm doing next month. On the 2nd of September, I'm going to be over on my channel, Queensgate Chronicles. We have the 5th episode of the first arc of that series. And I cannot wait. Like, things are there was a uh Frankenstein monster that was just brought into their tea shop and is living there now, and they're gonna have to deal with that, and I absolutely love it. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, it's a cozy like tea shop game where it's also a
Nice.
horror game, and you can never forget that it's a horror game. And then on the 5th of September, it was canceled because of my illness. Iron Sworn Season 2 on Nerds with Dice is returning, and it is going to be finishing up with 2 episodes, and I could not be more excited about that. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to like finish dragging people through a valley that exists between life and death and seeing if they become monsters in that valley.
Wow.
Ooh, I love that.
Love that.
And then on the 8th, I have Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse. That is also on my birthday. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be there, but I might. We'll see.
Hello,
Either
fellow
way.
Virgos. Hell yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You
But
Virgos
lastly,
being Virgo-y.
that Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, that is a City of Mist game. The last thing is there is an application open right now for casting for Country of Mist on Singularity, which is going to be on third Saturdays each month, and is going to be a City of Mist game that imagines a world in which the Pain Town has been destroyed, and the mist is spreading throughout the country. I am going to be GMing this wonderful disaster. And the casting call for that is live on Singularity server. If you are not on the Singularity server, give me a ring if you want to apply, and I'll send you a link, just like that. It's fine. I'm on Discord at Synthetic 20. Other than that, that's everything. This has been a wonderful, wonderful series, and I thank you so much to this amazing cast for telling this wonderful story. Thanks again to High Shelf, and we are going to be raiding over to Long Lost Lore. So look out, have a good time, and watch some wrestling, y'all. It's fucking phenomenal.
It really is. It's all on Peacock. $5.99 a month.
I mean,